So one of the things I'm going to say is that the Dow ended just 0.35% up. That's not much at all. The Nasdaq ended 0.09% down, slightly in the red. The S&P 500 ended just 0.15% up. All right. The good thing is that all of these indices all indicate something. We are seeing strength in the market. As you can see today, this is on the Nasdaq. We kind of dropped, started really low, sold off, and made a quick recovery to end the day. What you see right here was yesterday. Okay, we ended there. And of course, today we ended right here. So literally the same place we ended yesterday. Same thing with the Dow. As you can see right here, we ended the Dow here. The Dow ended up trading, kind of sold off past that point, but then of course ended somewhat slightly higher, just zero, I believe it was just 1 point, right there, the 0.35% up. So not much at all on the Dow. And of course, we have the S&P 500 right here, ended right there. And of course, we ended here. So it was slightly up, nothing really to write home about. But there's some information that has really spooked the market, and the market may open up really in the green tomorrow. And that is because right now we have the futures showing this. All right, that's the Dow up about 111 points. We have the S&P up as well, and we also have the Nasdaq futures all in the green. That is great, and I'm pretty sure you would wonder, why is that? As you can see, the Nasdaq is pretty up. That's quite tech heavy. Of course, we have the big tech reported earnings today, and Meta, all right, one of the favorite stocks that we love, but I don't own any of it, at least directly. Meta shares rise on stronger than expected revenue for first quarter. That is pretty amazing considering the amount of money they've been spending on AI and just the infrastructure. And of course, guess what? They haven't spending more going forward. Microsoft shares jumped 9% on earnings and revenue beat, uplifting forecast as well. So definitely 9% jump in any industry is mega. All right. So those things are definitely pushing up the market right now. Right. Microsoft stock in the technology behemoth climbed more than 6% on the heels of better than expected. All right. And they earned 3.46% per share. What was expected was 3.22 per share. So those are great things to write home about. And of course, Meta as well, expecting a profit. The expected profit for Meta was 5.28. However, they reported 6.43. Those are definitely good things. And you can see Meta also upped its full year capital expenditures to 64 billion from 72 billion to continue investing in data centers to power artificial intelligence, which then translated to what shares of Nvidia being up. So if you own Nvidia right now, I'm pretty sure you're wondering why the sudden jump post-market, all because of this news. I always preach that you automate your investment so that you don't have to think about it and you are positioned to take advantage of good downturns. Well, today wasn't really a downturn, but the market sold off early in the morning, and definitely that was a good time for some of my investments to automatically, just get completed. And as you can see right here, we have the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, and that's VOO. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's an ETF. You don't have to worry about what to invest in. It's all S&P 500 type ETF, similar to the SPY for those who own the SPY. It's actually the same. So I made my automatic investment right in there. And the second one that I did, of course, is the Vanguard Dividend Yield ETF. If you like dividend paying ETF, check out VYM. That's another one that I invested in today. This one kind of sold off today, didn't make better, recovery throughout the day. So nothing to worry about, but these are Vanguard, these are ETF that provides, or companies that pay a lot of dividends. So if you're interested in that type of investment, definitely this is an ETF for that. Now, one of the things that I would say is that you don't have to worry when you invest in ETFs, because you just put your money in there and forget about it. However, there are times I will still occasionally invest in single stock companies or stocks of of individual companies. And that is where this comes in, Southwest. Now, I'll be honest with you, Southwest is one of the airlines that I've constantly held the belief in and how their performance, but they've been quite disappointing over the years. And as you can see, the stock is actually down. If I go out, a couple of years, it's not looking good. And honestly, on this one, I'm actually down, but I will still keep buying because I still believe in a long-term position of the company. So I make small investments into this on a regular basis, and that is what also executed. I always talk about options, and options are one of the great ways to make money, but you can make a lot of money, but you also can lose a lot of money. So if you are somebody who is interested in options, I always say be careful, don't go extremely crazy. Now, one of the safest bets in option that you can always get into is selling options, and that's hence the reason why I've been looking into that, and I've been learning more about it. But one of the companies that really attracts me right now when it comes to options is Walmart. All right, I invest in Walmart. I like Walmart to own as a stock, and guess what I'm doing? I'm selling options against this company. So what that means is that I'm selling a put or cash secure put for this company, and the hope is that two things. If it comes down to my strike price, well, at the expiration date, I will own 100 shares of Walmart. On the other hand, if it doesn't come to my strike price, I get to keep the premium. And just to show you exactly what I'm talking about, this is what I have right now. I've set this in there at $85 strike price with an expiration date of May 16, 2025. So of course, if Walmart comes down to this price, okay, at this date, then I will get to own 100 shares of Walmart. If it doesn't, then I get to keep my money and I get to keep the premium. So those are the things that has happened today, and I just felt like I needed to share some of this with you. If you have found value in this one, please don't forget to drop a like on the video. Remember, keep investing, keep making money, and I'll see you in a future video.